What up, what up, what up? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling, man? You know me and my boy Cody in the building, man. Cooking up, about to cook up. Uh Feeling good, good old weekend. Football is over with. Week 7, it's a wrap, man. Time to get into it today, Cody. How you feeling today, my brother?
Feeling fantastic, man. It was a big weekend of football from all facets again. Couple college football games that went down to the wire. Big, the NFL. I mean, we got a doubleheader on Monday night. It's hard to ask for much better than, a good Sunday night football game with the Steelers. We saw a different level of just straight up offense and football from the Steelers. We haven't seen any offensive output like that in 3 years from the Steelers. Monday night doubleheader. So it's another good weekend of football, and I'm excited to keep this thing rolling.
That's it, man. Me too, brother. I know we had talked earlier, man. A lot of injuries, a lot of breaking news, a lot of just random stuff going on in the league, man, that the NFL keeps us on our toes at all times, right? So yeah, man, other than my long weekend of working extra hours and trying to watch some games when I can. Yeah, it was pretty good on my end too, bro. The Cowboys didn't play this week, so hey, man, it was a good weekend. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's time to tank for Tet, though, man. So if you're a Cowboys fan, don't worry about winning this week, man. I know, we're going to smoke the 49ers for no reason because they don't have nobody. But don't worry about playing them guys, man. But, yeah, man, today, man, I really want to highlight some of the 7-0 team, the Kansas City Chiefs. You want to look into the NFC North. The whole NFC North could be undefeated, really, if they play each other pretty much at this time of the season. So we're going to look into that, man, try to get into some injuries and, keep y'all updated on everything that's going on, man. So I guess before we get into the Chiefs, though, Cody, let's start off with that Thursday night game, man. Kick it off since it's Tuesday and people pretty much already forgot about it. So that Thursday night game wasn't much to talk about. We don't have to stay long on it because it really was absolutely nothing. But what you thought about it, man? Sean Payton's home return back to, good old, what's the name of that stadium now? It ain't the Superdome no more.
Caesars.
Mercedes?
Caesar.
No, the Caesars. Mercedes in Atlanta, yeah. So, Sean Payton's return back home, man. Any thoughts on that game before we move on? Because I ain't really got much, but,
not a ton.
Was what it was.
Yeah, not a ton. It kind of is what it was. It was what it was. Troy Franklin, he's continuing to traject up. His stock's starting to rise up as that connection with Bo Nix comes back to what we thought it once was. Javonte Williams, another one that just keeps on moving up and up and up the list. If you look at his previous, where'd my screen go? If you look at his previous 6 games, he's gotten better and better and better from fantasy output stance each week over week. And then this past week, of course, it culminates with a couple of rushing touchdowns against the New Orleans Saints. He adds in a couple of receptions as well. His exact result this week was running back 5. So, again, he started the season off running back 45, then he went to 23, 38, 28, 11, 35, now running back 5. He's getting better and better, which is going to be a dependable thing that, I remember us getting in the 5th and 6th round of drafts, and he's been a pain in the butt the first quarter of the season, but he's starting to come around. And then on the New Orleans side, Kendre Miller got on the field, 6 carries, 36 yards, average 6 per, got a couple targets. He's healthy for the first time in his career, it looks like. So we'll see what that role turns into. And then I guess going forward, depending on injuries, Rashid Shaheed is out for the year, but pending injuries with him and Chris Olave. If you're in fantasy leagues, you kind of just have to keep your eyes open on Mason Tipton and Cedric Wilson because they got work.
Cedric Wilson, man.
Tipped it at 9 targets, and it's hard to ignore that.
Yeah, man. But honestly, Cody, my biggest takeaway from that game, once I really sat down and thought about it, I think it was just Bo Nix just didn't look good passing, and they just fed the running game. Because if you look at it, Bo had like over 80 yards rushing, but that first quarter, man, he was throwing ducks. Like I'm like, bro, you bricking all over the court, man. Like hit the targets, bro. So he looked pretty inaccurate that first quarter, first half, and I think they just say, you know what, we got Javonte Williams. We ain't used him really all year. It's time, So I think they just say, look, here you go, Williams, do your thing, bro. And he took advantage of a vulnerable Saints defense / team, and he did his thing. So that was really my take on that game was Bo wasn't accurate. So because Cortland Sutton, bro, your number one receiver. You just gave him a pay raise. He didn't even get a target. So that lets you know that they was like, look, man, we ain't throwing the ball no more. We're just gonna run this game, run this clock, get out of here with a W. So that was my biggest take on the Javonte Williams thing. He's still a solid running back, but I think they leaned on him because Bo just was inaccurate that game early. But I mean, you know, we ain't hollered at the good people yet either, man. Waiting for y'all to get in here, man. Y'all overslept, you overcooked. You know, time to get up in the kitchen with us, man. So before we get too deep into the show, Cody, I'm gonna give the love to the people. You know, the reason why we here. What's up, Pops, man? All right, I know you next, brother. I feel you, man. I know you doing your thing, man. We got Mighty, my boy Mighty in the building, man. What's up, bro? AZ. All right, so you a Cardinals fan? Because they look real shaky, man. They got a W yesterday, but ain't looking good out there, man. Yeah, prayers up for Godwin, bro. I'm with you, man. Big Corey in the building. My boy T Rock, you know my boy Rock, man. He didn't want to be on the show. He's the chef, you know what I'm saying? So anytime we in the kitchen, man, my boy Rock got to be in the kitchen, man. Ruckus, what's up, bro? What's up, Ruck? My man, Mr. Voorhees, my brother, man. Theo, we appreciate you, big dog. You know that, man. And E, what's up, bro? What's up? Gona, what's up, bro? But we appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Tapping in with us, man. You know, saying what's good, man. But I definitely want to holler at you about that Thursday game because it was so long ago when people might have forgot about it. But we can definitely move on from that. And a little bit of this Jaguars Patriots game, man. I did want to highlight Drake May. Really looked real shaky for the Jaguars early, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, Cody. I looked and I said, man, Jaguars stink. They've been in London for like a month and they ain't learned nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? So that second half, though, man, they hit the switch, turned it around. BTJ did his thing. Tank Bigsby, the tank is, you know, hey, the tank is here, man. I don't know what ETN, you know, is the pressure on for him mentally, physically, emotionally. Like, is he in that locker room right now, worried about his future? And Drake May, man, on the other side, yeah, Hunter Henry is his number one target. Fed him the whole entire game. Kayshon Boutte caught a late pass. You know, not a lot of offensive production, but for a rookie going into London in this, I guess, official second or third start, wasn't bad showing from Drake May either, man. So whatever side of the ball you want to touch on, Cody, you know, just let us know what your thoughts was. But like I said, Drake May, man, he looked pretty solid for a guy that's just getting his feet wet and he's in London.
I didn't get to watch a lot of this one live because I was doing a start sit show, but I did watch the first, I don't know what it was, 20 minutes or so when the Pats were up 10-0. And I thought, man, this is kind of ridiculous. Like, this Jags team should be able to at least hang with these guys, and it was going south quick. I thought Drake played fine. The expectation for Drake May is a tough one to kind of have in totality because of just kind of the situation he got dropped into last week. But I mean, what are we talking about? This guy's finished back-to-back weeks now, quarterback 8 and quarterback 7. He's out here slinging the football, 42 dropbacks each of those first 2 weeks, and he's utilizing his targets. He's utilizing Hunter Henry, the guy that got paid a couple years ago. It was also looked at as one of the best prospects when he came out in the draft. I don't know what that was now, 8 years ago. I don't know what this Jermichael Hasty stuff is, to be honest with you. I don't.
Man, that was a head scratcher right there, bro.
I don't love it. I don't get it. I don't anything. Past that, it seems like, you know, Jalen Polk is in the doghouse. It seems like Kayshon Boutte has the best connection with Drake May coming from the practice or not practice squad, but the second team, I guess I should say.
Mm-hmm.
But even that, he's not getting targeted enough. Austin Hooper got 5 targets. I was second on the team tied with Jermichael Hasty. It's a confusing target share there. There was really no run game, which surprised me as well. I thought they'd be able to run the football against Jacksonville. And on the Jags side, when they turn this thing on in the second quarter, I think you can push it. You can point straight at Brian Thomas, who had a couple of deep catches downfield and looked very good. And he's interesting, man. He's top 5 right now in the NFL in receiving yards, which I did not have on my bingo card for the first 8 weeks of the season. I'll tell you that.
He is. And when you look at his game, bro, who would you best compare him to with? Because it seemed like every game he got at a minimum 40-yard plus pass, right? Some of them been 70, some of them been 60. It seems like other than, I think, last week and maybe another week, he's had at least a 40-yard bomb, like just boom, touchdown at that. Not just a 40-yard catch. It's been like 40-yard, 50-yard touchdowns. when you look at his skill type and what he's done so far, man, as a rookie, I'm not saying you got to compare him to a legendary rookie, but who is probably his best comparison as far as a receiver go? You would think.
Well, I think he's just about to surpass him, but the player I always comped him to was Martavis Bryant.
Okay.
Did you? I
mean, that's it. You know what? I was trying to really think, and I think the guy who I had didn't really fit him. Martavis Bryant sounds a whole lot better. I wanted to say Chris Godwin, but I don't know if he's Chris Godwin. I think Chris Godwin is a little more, it's a little more of a pass heavy guy, like a target guy. Because I don't know how many. I didn't even look at how many targets BTJ usually averages, but I just think about that year when Chris Godwin went off. It was like I think it was the Jameis year, or was it the Jameis year?
I think it was
like
Jameis.
like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And Chris Godwin went off that year. And granted, he was young. BTJ's young, and BTJ got a long ways to go. But that was the first name that hit my mind. I could be wrong. I could be not looking too far into it, but that was just the first name that clicked with me. But I mean, the guy every week, man, you can book him for a 30-yard catch minimum. Seems like every single week. So, and I'm being light with the 30. So, man, my biggest. Go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say, so that means if you're over there on Prize Picks Underdog, they offer these lines that are like longest reception of the week, and usually they're not very aggressive with it. Usually it's in that, even with Rashid Shaheed, who we know catches deep balls every single week, even Rashid Shaheed's longest reception numbers for the last 6 weeks has been like 23.5, 24.5. Like, I haven't looked at the Brian Thomas one this week. I don't know if it's even up yet this week, but he's literally been doing it every single week.
Every week. And they've been touchdowns too. They ain't just been receptions. They've been actual touchdowns with it. So, yeah, man. I mean, other than that, like you said, that hasty stuff, man, get hasty out of here, bro.
Christian Kirk, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak it into existence right now. Within the next 10 minutes, Christian Kirk's getting traded.
Christian Kirk? Hey, we got breaking news every week, bro. Every week breaking news, man. Maybe the Jets will trade for him. You know what I'm saying? That might be breaking news, the Jets, man.
Woody Johnson, if you're listening to the pod right now, pick up the phone.
Hey, look, he seemed to be watching, brother. He must be, man. We got to start showing the Jets a little bit more love, man. You know what I'm saying? He started, he got his chains on. He meeting Sexy Red on the sideline, man. So you know how that owner over there, man. You know how he get down, bro. So, yeah, man, tap in with us, man. Go Jets if you're watching. If not, don't worry about y'all bums, man. But yeah, man, before we get too in depth, I mean, another game we gotta highlight your boys. They took their first L, but it was a back and forth, up and down. It wasn't a blowout by any means. Probably the NFC championship game, and the Lions and the Vikings, bro. That was one of them games, man. Every play you had to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Sam Darnold didn't have his best game, but it wasn't his worst game. And when Monty went down, I got a little nervous because I'm saying, damn. But Gibbs came right in, man, and continued doing what he does. St. Brown had a good game. This Sam Laporta, bro, I don't know if they got to grease the wheels or change the oil, bro, but it seems like one catch a game is what he's averaging, and that's about it. I'm not sure what's going on. Seems like, that thing when rookies go off and then in the next year, the coaches got tape on them and they start being who they really were. And I'm not saying Sam Laporta was a bad guy coming into the league, but last year you would have said that maybe he was a first round pick. Now he's looking like he should have been drafted where he was drafted. So he kind of toned that volume down a little bit on Sam. But the Lions hit on all cylinders, man, the whole entire game, bro. And the Vikings was in it, man. I think that last drive, I think it was two plus minutes left, and they got the ball back with an interception. They didn't run out. They didn't run out enough clock. I don't know if they threw the ball because I ain't watched that drive, but I was just like, damn, okay, it's 2 minutes left. They got the ball back. Game over for the Lions. And next thing I know, the Lions got the ball back with 1 minute plus. So I don't know what happened on that last drive, bro. But this was a hell of a game. The Vikings shouldn't be mad at themselves. They just lost. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to lose. So what's your takes on this game, man, as far as, your Vikings and the Lions?
I think the biggest takeaway here is that Jared Goff, I don't even know what the odds are right now. Let me look it up here. NFL MVP odds, because this bitch, if he's not number 2 behind Lamar right now, he has to be number 2 behind Lamar right now. Looks like he's 4th about consensus, plus 850 at DraftKings, plus 650 here, plus 750. Yeah, he's pretty tightly in his own tier behind Lamar, Mahomes, Allen, then Goff. I think you could make a strong argument to have Goff number 2
100%.
right behind. I mean, he is, when you talk about a quarterback that is playing at a different level right now, his completion percentage is the last month, right? Arizona, Seattle, Dallas, Minnesota, 3 games on the road. Ready for this, Fizz? 88%, 100%, 78%, 72%. That don't make no sense. This is NFL football.
He efficient, bro. He efficient, man.
3 of those 4 games, the last 3 games, his quarterback rating has been 140 or higher. 140, 153, 155. He's been sacked a few times in those games. The thing is we talked about this defense with the Vikings, and the Vikings defense played well. The problem is these quarterbacks that they've played against this year have been good. It's not like they haven't played nobody. The quarterbacks they've played against this year have just not been able to find the spots or put the ball in the spot. And they haven't had the time or the aggressiveness to do it. Again, you're talking about Rodgers, you're talking about Love, you're talking about Stroud, you're talking about Purdy, you're forgetting about Daniel Jones, but that's a pretty good crop of quarterbacks right there that just haven't been able to do the damn thing against the Vikings. And Goff, I don't want to say pick him apart, but he pretty much did exactly what he wanted to do all day.
He did.
And they had control of this football game into the fourth quarter before the Vikings had a couple of drives that went downfield and ended up in 40-yard field goals, and then they had that turnover. Like, I can pretty confidently say that Detroit's a better football team than the Vikings, and it was a close game on the scoreboard, but the Vikings it showed will. This is something different that you generally don't get out of the Vikings. Is usually when they're up early and then they give it up and then they just kind of roll over like a dog when you come home and the dog's home and it's like, oh hey, rub my belly, I'm done. Like, no, like
exactly.
This team got back up on all fours and kept barking and kept working, which I think is a positive. And Sam Darnold bounced back too. Sam Darnold, remember we had the stinker last week against the Jets or 2 weeks ago, I guess, before the bye, and he bounced back 81% completion percentage against Detroit today, and he assisted in this team making this thing competitive. Aaron Jones looked healthy. He's been dealing with the hip the last couple of weeks. He looked healthy, and they dispersed the ball around. I really was impressed with this game in totality. And coming into the week, we do the hurdle rating on the hurdle on Tuesday nights, me and Maddie Kiwoom, and I had Minnesota's the number 1 team in my rankings last week, and Detroit number 2. It's been like that for like a month now, and they're both. I mean, I shouldn't say they're both getting bumped down. Detroit's going to stay where they're at, and I'm probably going to move Kansas City up to 1. But Minnesota's only going like to 3, right behind them, I'd say. I think both these teams are, and that's no homerism attached. You know that. I don't really know. It's hard for me to call this team a good team because I've been so attached to so many teams that have been good and then become bad. But
the vibe feel different though, Cody. Feel different, man. Sometimes you could feel it like this is the real deal right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This ain't just some make-believe run.
I've only felt it a couple times in my life. 2009 when Brett Favre was a Viking. That team, I could just, you could, if you were I was in the stadium like 8 times that year, and you could feel it every single week. Like, this is just a whole different situation here.
Man, they beat my boys in the playoffs. I remember, brother. I remember.
And then when Case Keenum was the quarterback, the Case Keenum thing, that just had like, pixie dust every week. You go to the stadium. Like, we just know how this thing's going to go just because you just got a Cinderella, shoe on. But this team right now, it feels like it's got a different camaraderie. The defense is there. Which they haven't had a defense in, it feels like a decade. So teams playing different. Detroit's dirt nasty. And these games are always tight. So I was impressed overall with both teams here.
Yeah. No, I mean, and like you said, man, I think Goff is just real efficient, bro. He's not going to go out there and wow you every single game until you look at the stats and be like, damn. Like when you watching the game, Jared Goff is a San Antonio Spurs player. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not gonna make you stand up. I'll just see you ain't gonna be throwing popcorn all over the place. But once you look at the end result, you like, damn, he pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? So I love what Golf got going on, man. I'm glad they re-signed him because that price would have been going up, man. So they did the right thing at the right time. And yeah, man, I love Detroit, man. I love what they got going on. Love the Vikings. I heard that rankings list, man. Where you got them Ravens at though, Cody? Come on, man. You ain't got them top 3. Oh, all right, bro. Well, they're gonna be number 1 soon, man. I'm just letting you know, man. You know my boy LJ8, man. He in the building at all times, man. But we're gonna get to him later. We're gonna get to him later, man.
We're gonna talk about them later, but it's tough. It's tough to put them 4.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can put. I mean, I know the
Chiefs
Chiefs
one.
Chiefs undefeated. Chiefs undefeated, so we gotta put some respect on their name. But if you look at it, bro, it's like Chiefs, Ravens 1-1, Lions and Vikings 1-1. I mean, Green Bay is like literally a hair away too. So we're gonna get into the NFC North though, because that's definitely a segment we're gonna touch on today. But I guess we can get back to the NFC North with this next game, bro. Skip through a couple of these, and the Texans and the Packers, man, came down to a last field goal. Pretty efficient game on both ends. Our guy Jayden Reed kind of took a seat back, but it was okay because he don't have to be the best player on the field every single game. But this was the Romeo Doubs game. Romeo went out there, had a solid game. Jordan Love looks like Jordan Love. Yeah, man. Overall, though, it was a good, again, competitive game. One of those championship caliber looking teams going against each other. Score for score, field goal for field goal, point for point. These are the games that we want to see, right? Those blowout games are cool, if you're rooting for the right team. But when you're looking at the Texans and the Packers and it goes down to a field goal, and you're looking at the Lions and the Vikings, go down to a field goal, like that's what we want to see on TV. So I know locally, I want to say that was the team that was on TV here because the Commanders played at 4. And it was worth, I guess, the ticket at 1:00, man. So what was your take on that Texans and Packers game, bro?
I think the Packers kept the Texans in it. Love's got to tighten up these interceptions. That's just point blank period. He's got to tighten up on these interceptions. And I know, it's like I saw somebody put the graphic out there. I thought it was pretty hilarious. It was Jordan Love, he dropped back or whatever, and it had Brett Favre on one shoulder and Aaron Rodgers on the other. Fantastic work. But he's 15 touchdowns, 8 picks at this point this year. 2 multi-pick games, a pick in every single game he's played. It's becoming a worry, or I guess not a problem, but a worry at this point because they should have beat the Texans, handily here. I think the Green Bay's got one of the better rosters in the league. I think personally you could make an argument for them being the best roster in the league, top to bottom. Christian Watson did nothing. Jayden Reed did nothing. It was a Dobbs and Wicks game. They established the run just as much as Houston did. But again, I think the picks kept Houston in the game. Stroud was not good. South of 50% completion percentage. He didn't even clip 100 yards passing in this game. Didn't score any passing touchdowns. Joe Mixon, though, I mean, I think the big takeaway for Houston is just Joe Mixon. If he stays healthy, this team's going to stay in the conversation, stay competent. I switch these guys. These guys come into the weekend. We just talked about having Detroit and the Vikings back to back. I had Houston 5 and Green Bay 6, and now I'm flipping that thing back around, and Green Bay is going to be 5, and we'll see where Houston drops to.
Yeah, especially with Nico Collins being out, man. It's going to be hard for them to keep that top 5 ranking up anyway. Well, one thing I'm starting to notice though, Cody, once you just said that about Stroud, and I wish I would have had this on my other screen. Have you been paying attention to the quarterback yards this year? Because it seemed like
overall.
I'm just saying weekly, right? Weekly. If you notice, bro, it seemed like the top quarterbacks that we loved and we trust and we put our money down on, 200 yards has been a struggle for them to get every single week. It seemed like you just said CJ didn't get it. I don't think Pat Mahomes got 200 this week, or maybe he just cracked it. Dang, I just had my list, man. I had it on this other screen. But if you look at week 7, week 6, under 200 yards has been like an average for the top guys. I think Josh Allen just hit 2 this week, but 2 weeks in a row or 3 weeks in a row, he didn't hit 200 either. So, flow source. There we go. Burrow, Nick Stafford, T-Law, all under 200. And it's literally every single week, bro, I've been noticing is that our quarterbacks that we love and, we draft high in these dynasty leagues, they've been the least efficient in the league this year, man. It seemed like is this the running back? Yeah, I don't know, but running backs are really the most consistent position right now in the game. Our receivers are up and down, but well, of course they got to be if the quarterback's not throwing for 200, right? But yeah, man, I've been noticing this, bro, that every single week, man, it's a lot of quarterbacks. Mahomes, Murray, A-Rich, Hurts. Yeah, I appreciate you, Flosaurus. It seems like every week, bro, the top guys that we love, man, they are not throwing for 200 yards. And I don't know how we can safely go into a game starting two receivers from one team and think that we're going to have a great week, you know? We so used to that, man, I could start Higgins and Chase every week. I could start, so-and-so and so-and-so on the same lineup. But unless they get a touchdown, man, these quarterbacks are not throwing for 200 yards, bro. I'm gonna do a little bit more digging with that this week, man, and try to really break that down. But I'm noticing 200 yards has been a real struggle for these quarterbacks, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, I don't know what's up with that. I don't know when is it the high safety? Is that what's going on? Because it seemed like that was like the talk early in the season, the high safety and defense is changing up. I don't know, but
I mean, we're used to, it feels like the last couple of years, even dating back to like the Big Ben era, Big Ben, Tom Brady, and guys like that, the golden era of the quarterback. We'd be on a weekly basis on like 350 watch or like 6 touchdown passes watch. I felt like we were always on that with Big Ben and, P. Rivers and Tom Brady, and you keep on going with these names. But nowadays it's like, can my quarterback get across the 200 threshold? And this past week, we had literally 3 guys get across the 300 pass threshold. Herbert had 349 on Monday night. I took the lower on 197 passing yards because the guy had literally thrown for 197 or less in every game but one. And the one game he did it in was last week when he had Kamani Vidal on a 38-yard wheel route.
Yeah,
if that wheel route doesn't happen, he's south to 200 again. And then he goes for 349 Monday Night Football. It's just it's I guess I don't really know what to completely straight up point to here because the talent at the wide receiver position has only gotten better and better and better and better and better every single year.
Yeah.
I mean, and even most of the time, these quarterbacks that do end up with the higher passing totals are the team that loses. So
I don't know. That's like the key thing. Like you said, the team that throws for the most yards is the team that loses. Like that's pretty wild, man. But maybe that's clock management on the other side. That's what's winning the games. I don't know, but that 200-yard threshold has really been hard to get, man. This year, I've been noticing. So, I mean, it's a lot of games. I don't like breaking down all of them, but I know, the Commanders won 40-7, 7-40. Mariota looked efficient, which I thought he was pretty much a wash. He probably still is. He played Carolina, but Chiefs and the 49ers, man. I guess that's the big game, man. We need to touch on that one. I mean, it's kind of hard to skip. I'm looking at all these games I'm skipping, but it's like a lot of these are breaking news injuries, and I'm going to try to touch on that too, the Jayden Daniels injury. I seen that tackle when he got hit, and I seen him on this, and he grabbed it. I said, uh-oh. So it looked like a rib situation, and then he, left, but he came on the sideline, hands up, day-to-day, week to week, or whatever his status is. But, man, I need him versus Caleb, bro. We've been waiting for this all year. Jayden Daniels versus Caleb Williams, and now he get hurt against the Carolina Panthers. I think a team they would have beat with their eyes closed. And, man, we might not be able to see that matchup, bro. So I'm really hoping that Jayden get it together and they put the protective pads or whatever they got to do to get him in that game. I don't think he's going to make it, honestly, though. I think they're going to sit him down for 1 week to protect him. But yeah, I would. Oh, for sure. I would. I honestly don't. I want to see him selfishly, but I don't want to see him. Like, I want him to sit down and you got the NFC East in a chokehold right now. And it's not like you in any threat of losing your top spot as of now. So just sit down for a week, man. If you lose,
Would you rather sit him against the Bears and play him against the Giants or play him against the Bears and sit him against the Giants?
Well, if you play him against the Bears, you got to play him against the Giants because he'll be a week healthier. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think
he gets hit.
Oh, yeah, that too. But that's why I wouldn't want to do it because he get hit out there against the Bears. Now, if he was playing Carolina again this week, maybe I would play him again. But we going up against the Bears and that defense over there, they know that rib is tender, and they going to be coming for that. He might not get hit. He's real elusive. He quick, but I wouldn't want him to have to change his game, which is they get out of the pocket and run and throw or stay in the pocket and throw because they're going to tell him try not to run as much as you can and me playing the game that I love, I'm not going to be thinking about not running. If somebody coming, I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
So I
That's
can
part
see
of the
those.
game.
I can see those defenders coming straight at that chest, man. So if I'm them, I'm sitting them, man. But I really wish that they can play this game, man. That'd have been a hell of a game this week. Well, him play the game. But like I said, other than that, I mean, we can get to this Chiefs and 49ers game, man. There's a big injury happened in this game, and another probably, illness, or if you want to call it that, with Debo. But outside of the injuries, man, before we touch on to that, man, the Chiefs 28, 49ers 18. And to me, man, the 49ers been struggling really all year anyway, bro, to be honest, right? They beat Seahawks last week, and it looked like, okay, they coming back. They starting to get the wheels turning, but with no CMC, Ayuk not playing at his best, Debo kind of wishy-washy, Ricky Pearsall out with, getting shot or whatever. This team had so much going on coming into the season, and now we at week 8, and we like, are they even gonna make the playoffs at this point in the NFC? So on the Chiefs side of the ball, though, man, no Juju. Didn't make a difference. They went out there and did their thing. Pat didn't have the most efficient game, but against the 49ers team, I didn't expect them to throw for 503 touchdowns. So they got the win. And I think personally, when it comes to fantasy and dynasty, I don't think Pat is going to ever get to that threshold of being the QB1 5 weeks in a row anymore. Because I don't think the Chiefs need him to. I just think they want to play defense, run the ball, be physical. Like, this team literally is 7-0, and they did a whole 360 on their offense. Usually, our offense changes around like this overnight. You would think they're gonna be bad, but they switched the whole offense around, and now they playing physical. They playing bully ball. So, I wanted to bring that highlight up earlier, man, of Pat Mahomes dipping the shoulder, man, and with the dad bod, man, holding it down. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Pat, man. He doing this thing. But what's your take on this game right here, bro?
I think you spotted it exactly how it is. This is a different team that we've talked about this now going on about a year. When this thing started to really change, when the defense started to come along last year, the running game was really established with Pacheco, and now it's truly wild that Kareem Hunt just came up off the street and has been able to just pick things up and just go from this role. So it'll be interesting to see when Pacheco does come back what this looks like. If they continue to utilize both running backs, I don't know why you wouldn't. It's kind of an ideal situation as an NFL team. I'm not talking from a fantasy perspective. Mahomes, I mean, he doesn't have to do. I mean, the dude threw 2 picks, less than 200 yards.
Yep.
They were up 16 with 3 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
Like the defense is so. It seems like the defense it's respected, but it's still so low key in the grand scheme of football. Where people are like, "Yo, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs." It's like this defense is like at this point carrying this team more so than the offense is. The offense is just very competent. It just gets the job. They know exactly what they need to do. And if they score 24 points, this game's a wrap every single week. And I'm sitting here looking at the schedule, Fizz, and it's like, and I'm not trying to, be any type of way, but like find me a loss on the schedule.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I mean, but even if they play the Monstars, can you really say they're gonna lose to them either? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care what team they play, bro. And I think, like you just said, the defense is slept on. But I think the reason why the Pats aren't doing what they doing is the same comparison I have with the Ravens. I feel like the defense is so good, Pat doesn't have to. If they get in that game where they're down 20 points in that first half, Pat going to take the lights and it's over with. You know what I'm saying? So I think he hasn't had to put up 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. The same thing I said with the Ravens. I feel like the Ravens defense was so good that Lamar didn't have to go out there and be the MVP stat-wise. Now the defense is slacking, so now he got to do it. So I think, honestly, man, the defense is helping Pat skate to the playoffs, and then he going to start revving up that engine championship time. You know what I'm saying? So I think the defense giving Pat they giving him some leave without pay, man, or workers' comp or something. He on the clock, but he ain't got to do a lot of work, man, till they get ready.
They literally just don't even wake up Travis Kelce, don't even wake up Xavier Worthy. They have
take a rest, man.
One big catch here, one big catch there, and all of a sudden, literally, man, like Tampa Bay on Monday Night Football at home is going to be a game, but
I mean, and even Tampa right now, bro, they kind of
Tampa could score points, but
yeah, true.
It's still not it's not going to be a team that's going to, I don't think, push Kansas City to the edge. And the rest of the schedule, I mean, yeah, they got to go to Buffalo. They haven't really had a problem with Buffalo. Carolina, Raiders, like this is just no dice. Cleveland, like, yeah, they got the toughest teams they have are all at home. Houston and Tampa. I guess Buffalo, technically, you could count as a tough team, but I'm not sold on Buffalo right now. But I think that in totality, the schedule, I mean, maybe they lose. Do they lose even one game? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
At this point. And like I said, they don't have to wake these guys up until the playoffs. This is going to be. This was what I hated about the Chiefs, the Patriots, was that you just couldn't do anything about it, and you just knew by the end of the year they were going to be there, they were going to be standing, they were going to be in the AFC Championship, and it was annoying because I always despised growing up Belichick and Brady, and I was more of a Manning kid, but I respect the shit out of this. I respect exactly how this whole thing has gone. Back-to-back Super Bowl champions. And the first year was just an offensive juggernaut, and now it's completely transitioned to a defensive juggernaut. It's hard to dislike what they're doing, but from a fantasy perspective, of course, everyone's just getting their pants pulled down on them.
Yeah. That was a wild take right there, Cole. You kind of surprised me with that pants down. I was like, oh, what? Oh, hey. But yeah, man, let me get my mind right back, brother. Yeah. But literally though, bro, I feel like Pat is just taking his time, man. No stress, no sweat. And if they do lose, one thing I will say, it's going to be the most random. The Raiders lost for no reason, because that's what always happens, right? It's always that team that they should beat. And they got the Raiders this week. And I already said I'm not betting the overs, bro. I think they're 9.5 on DraftKings. I'm good, because they're gonna mess around and just struggle, because it's you know how those games are, man. The Ravens, the Ravens lost to the Raiders, bro. So that stuff just happens, man. So I don't see a loss on their record, to be honest. But then again, when do we ever see a loss for them? Like we look at their schedule every year and be like, they could, but they never do. So shout out to the Chiefs, man. They doing their thing. And on the other side, man, the 49ers, though, bro, I just think right now they really struggling. They play the Cowboys coming off a bye, and they don't have any players. Ayuk out for the year. Debo got a pneumonia in his lungs. Trent, I don't think Trent gonna be suspended. I think he just gonna get fined. But
what's up with that? What the hell was it? Brian Cook? Bro, what's up with Brian Cook not getting a penalty on that?
And only Big Trent, man. That's the guy. It's almost, it's like the NBA, you got your Ron Artest, and no matter what people do to them, Trent got a reputation. So he always gonna get the flag, because that's who they looking at. They ain't looking at the other people that, he built that reputation, man.
I wish he would have stone cold knocked him out to the helmet. Because you always see the quarterbacks going, I can't believe you would punch somebody with a helmet on. And when you look at Trent Williams, you're like, dude, this dude's hand is bigger than your head.
Yeah, he tripped.
I saw that fist come across here.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
yeah, he was bugging.
Like, perfect angle. I see you gonna catch him at the base of the jaw and just knock this dude out. And
he was tripping on that one, man. Trent, he literally could have picked him up and threw him, but thankfully he didn't go too hard, and he shouldn't be suspended. Just probably a quick fine. But yeah, I think, man, right now that the 49ers are in a bad space, bro. And I don't know how they're gonna fix it, when they're gonna turn it around, or if they even will. This might just be one of those years that they just gotta regroup, man, figure it out. I don't know, man. Ain't looking good for them right now, bro. The NFC right now is running through the North, and that's just how it's gonna be, man, for a while. I guess we got to touch on this game, man. Russ's debut game, Steelers versus the Jets. Devontae Adams' debut game with Aaron Rodgers. They got the boys are back in town. They playing the music. They hyped up, and they just look like absolute garbage, man. They look hot garbage, bro. Devontae Adams, I think, got more stats on defense with a tackle than he did on offense, bro. So they didn't do anything on the offensive side. Breece Hall did his thing. But they just look lost, man. And the first half, they had it, though. That first half, they controlled the game. Second half, I don't know if Russ was drinking the Space Jam water or something. I don't know what happened. But that second half, bro, literally to have 6 points in the first half and finish with 37, that was crazy. And a lot of it was defense. And I'm a Fields guy, so I'm always going to try to throw my boy a little spice in there. But, man, Russ came in and was throwing some wish balls, and they was getting caught. Man, he was throwing blessings or throwing prayers, and blessings was coming down, bro. But I seen passes bounce off helmets. George Pickens catching the ball with 3 fingers, like some of the most amazing catches were getting done on that field, man, when Russ was out there. But he won the game. He looked efficient. So I can't knock Russ, man. And he got next week on Monday night against the Giants. So don't look like he's gonna lose that job anytime soon. But what's your take on that Adams situation and Russ taking over this offense right now?
I'm excited about it. I'm not going to do the told you so thing, but I did tell you also after training camp this summer, I went up there and it was pretty apparent that Russ was the best for this offense. We knew there was going to be a package in the red zone for Justin Fields. Just turned out that the package turned into him starting the season because Russ was actually hurt. Russ is clearly better for this team. The reason Tomlin wanted to do it is they said it 10 times on the broadcast. They want to see who the best quarterback is to help them win a Super Bowl. And to me, if you get that Russell Wilson every week, that second half Russell Wilson every week, I think you're going to be in pretty fine company. This team's 5-2 right now, and I don't think many people expected them to be 5-2 at this stage of the game. The moon ball thing, I mean, I didn't think we saw the moon ball very much at all in Denver last year. I'll tell you that. And there's also very few guys that are as good at the catch point, that can manipulate their body as much. Enjoy those types of opportunities like George Pickens does. That's what he's built for right there. Like we remember DK Metcalf catching those moon balls, but that was him running in a straight line. It wasn't always him at a contested catch point. It wasn't always him having to do something against the defender. Pickens loves doing that stuff. And if I'm going to be really interested to see if they double down. Like I want to see what happens next week if this thing doubles back up and they target Pickens 9 more times, because this could be the real unlock of George Pickens in fantasy football. And then from a point perspective, you brought it up. They scored 37 points, 31 in the second half. The first time they scored 37 points since week 11 of 2021, and they lost to the Chargers. And then before that, the last time they scored 37 and won was week 6 of 2020 against the Cleveland Browns, led by Baker Mayfield and Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. So it's been a hot minute, 4 years to be exact, since this team has scored 37 points and won a game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I gotta give it to Russ, man. Like I said, my heart is here when my boy feels, man. But Russ did his thing, man. And again, they play the Giants on Monday night, bro. Like, I don't see him, man, losing his job, even if he could lose his job. Like, if his job was on the line, he ain't gonna lose it against the Giants on Monday night. So
when you look at the Steelers in Pittsburgh and Baltimore, though, like, I don't think this is I think because this Pittsburgh defense is the way it is, if it's fully healthy, it creates a game.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to power rate just off the top of your dome, how far down would you put the Steelers in comparison to the Ravens? Because you said you'd have the Ravens number 1. I don't think that's wrong by any means. I think it's actually more closer to right than it is wrong. But like, you think this right now from through 7 weeks, they're 5-2. They haven't exactly beaten anybody. Atlanta, Denver, Chargers, Raiders, Jets. Lost to Colts by 3, the Cowboys by 3. Pittsburgh's good football team. For sure. How good is the question?
I mean, they could have won that Dallas game, man. Dallas won on the 4th and goal with like 8 seconds left. Like, they literally could be 6-1 right now, in the blink of an eye. So, that's a good question, bro, because I feel like it's a good team. Like, it's a really good team. I just don't know if they can go up against a Chiefs, Ravens, I mean, even the Texans, if the Texans have Nico Collins right now and they firing on all cylinders with CJ Stroud and Joe Mixon on offense, bro, I don't know if they can just go back to back. The problem with the Steelers, though, that I will always recognize and never forget about, doesn't matter your caliber of offense, because their defense will bring you down to their level a lot of times. So it's always hard for me to rank the Steelers, man, because no matter how they look on paper, it's going to be a game when them lights come on, man. When that field, when that grass, when they step on that field, you could be, the Denver Broncos with Peyton Manning on his first year, and they will bring you down to reality, and you put up 9 points and 3 field goals. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for me to rank the Steelers, man, because they are just a team, man, physically and mentally can break teams down. Because I believe the Jets really thought they was going to win this game. I think the Jets really came in here like, man, we're going to have the best game we have all season. And the Steelers said, "No, you're not," and we just shut it down. So I think it's hard, man, to really compare this because who would have said they'd be 5-2 right now? So for them to be 5-2 right now is crazy. So it's kind of hard for me to rank them because I don't think they're better than the Texans. I don't think they're better than the Ravens, the Chiefs. I'm saying the Bills. I will put the Bills over them only because of Josh Allen, but I think in reality they might be better than the Bills. In reality, I'm just put a little bit of respect on Josh Allen's name, but yeah, man, they're a little tough to rank. But I will say, if I had to rank them, I would say against top 6. I would give them 6. I would give them 6.
Ooh, I can't. That's interesting. I kind of like that, but it feels a little hot. So you brought the Jets expected to win this one. We actually took this in the Circa this week. It was our only loss on the weekend of our 5 picks. We took the Jets to cover in this game, and then during the game, I realized I did a little Chat GPT, and I said, "Hey, Chat GPT, what's the Steelers' record on Sunday Night Football under Mike Tomlin?" Any guesses? They've had this was their 24th game. Any guesses on their record on Sunday Night Football?
Well, I know it's over 500. That I know. 24 games?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he won 20. I'm giving 20.
18-6.
Okay,
Pretty
well, I
good.
was close. I was close, man. I mean, Mike Tomlin don't lose a lot, bro. So you know what I'm saying? That's a solid stat though, especially knowing the caliber of quarterbacks he done had over the last. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like all those who with Big Ben. Like, so he just one of them dudes, man. He one of them coaches, bro. So yeah, I think it's hard to rank the Steelers, man, because I feel like I said, they're better than a lot of teams, and the teams that they aren't better than, they can bring them down to their level, and it'll just come down to a field goal or interception or whatever the case may be.
We'll talk about these guys as the season continues to go on, but I just want to forward look their last 4 weeks of the season. So hypothetically, let's say they lose 2 games between now and then, and they go into week 15 at what do we get? 8-4? 8-4? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'd be 9-4. Then you have at Philadelphia, at Baltimore, home against Kansas City, home against Cincinnati. How's that finish sound? That sounds brutal.
That's tough. But Philly, man, another team that never plays to their abilities, man. I mean, I know they put up 28 against the Giants, but they look washed up that whole first half. They had to wake themselves up to kind of get into that game. And a lot of times that's hard to do against the Steelers that we just saw the Jets. The Jets thought they can go into halftime. We up 15-6. We probably got this in the bag, and everything changed. So I don't know, man. The last 4 games, I got them going 2-2. I give them 2-2.
I think they're going to need to go 2-2 to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I got them because the Bengals, man, they had a battle with the Browns this week, man. I think the Bengals are done, man. They're going to get some wins, but I don't see the Bengals as the playoff team. I don't even think they're reaching the playoffs, bro. Not in this division with the Steelers and the Ravens, and then you got the other teams in the AFC. So if the Bengals do make it, it's like literally the last game of the season, and they waiting on another team to lose to replace them. I don't see them as an automatic playoff team at all.
Fair.
Yeah, and I guess the last game we gonna really touch on is that Ravens and Bucks, man. Shootout game. I'm not sure what was the overs for this scoring, but 72 points. I'm pretty sure it over whatever the bet line was. So Lamar Jackson looked, huh?
I think it was 50. I was looking at it yesterday. I think it was 50 exactly.
Yeah. So Lamar Jackson looks like an MVP. Derrick Henry didn't score a touchdown. I'm pretty sure he lost a lot of money for people because he was an automatic walking touchdown. Zay Flowers got hurt. I think I saw him come back though. A little ankle situation. My boy Andrews, man, 40 yards and 2 touchdowns. He looked like, he's starting to. Bro, Mark Andrews is wide open though. I'm looking like, bro, is Travis Kelce on the field? Like he was in the middle of the field, just wide open. So, shout out to Andrews, man, finally getting back in the offense. And the Ravens, man, they just keep clicking on all cylinders. Rashad Bateman, is this really a thing? I mean, they kept saying all preseason they believe in him. And Rashad Bateman, man, went out there and had himself a game too. So most of it was on a big play, but still, he made the play. So the Ravens was clicking, man, and the Bucks was clicking too. They started off hot. Mike Evans had the hamstring situation, but he caught a touchdown and went out. I guess the second touchdown they tried to get. Bucky Irvin looked real efficient. Baker is Baker. He's balling, man. He's trying his best. He looked like he really putting forth his best effort every time he on the field, and that's what I want to see from Baker. So outside of all that mixed up into one, man, that Chris Godwin injury with like 20 seconds left in the game when they was down 10 points and he shouldn't even be on the field. Looked like a season-ending dislocated ankle. I think they said it might be. And anytime you in the air cast on a cart, it ain't good at all, bro. So 72 points, though. Like I said, that was the total, man. Hell of a game for a Monday night. Why did they have the Chargers and the Cardinals on? I have no clue because I never watched probably 10 seconds of that game. What was your take on that Ravens and Bucks game, bro?
I didn't watch a single second of the Chargers-Cardinals game.
I did at halftime for like 10 seconds and I turned it off. I ain't gonna lie.
Miss me with that. Got no reason to turn that thing on. I probably should have just for the totality of doing it, but no dice. Baltimore and Tampa, though, thought this was a good game. Bateman looks good. If Zay is injured, we'll see what happens with injury reports this week and stuff. And I think they feel really good about Bateman. They told us that at the combine this past year that Bateman was ready to take another step forward.
Yeah,
and we've been waiting for this for 4 years now for Rashad Bateman, but he looked good in open field. He made that cut and gained an extra, I don't know what it ended up being, an extra 30, 35 yards on that one long catch. So I think they feel good about that. That Justice Hill touchdown I thought was pretty rad. I think that was on like 3rd and long or 4th and long or something. I think it was 3rd and long. Justice Hill's a menace of a RB2 in any offense, I believe. And Derrick Henry, all of a sudden you look up and he's got $160, and that's just the art of Derrick Henry. I think is this guy can be having just a fine mediocre day, and then just take one to the house. Not that he got to the house, but he cut up 81 on that, and that's just the Adrian Peterson effect. Get more carries, more opportunities to blitz one. I think Baltimore's continuing to show why. They are where they are. They are who they are. 5 passing touchdowns for Lamar Jackson equals the amount of incompletions he had in this game. I mean, that's not something that we're used to with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but again, I think Bateman is – I'm not saying Bateman didn't step up, but I think Lamar, man, the offense is finally opening up and allowing him to play quarterback, not just be please don't turn the ball over and let's win the game type of quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, You treat, I'm not saying no disrespect to Jared Goff, but those are the Jared Goff type offenses where we just going throw the ball short, be efficient. Let Lamar do what he do, man. I'm glad that the defense is lacking because now we seeing the quarterback that he probably had to earn himself or be, sometimes it takes time to get in that zone. Like maybe he was a running quarterback early in his career, but now, man, he's 2 MVPs in. There's no way this dude can't go stand in that pocket and throw it with the best of them. So I'm glad that the Ravens defense is lacking and Lamar is able to get his targets. I seen Isaiah Likely catch a sweet catch on that. It was like a one hand. He brought it in, diving forward. Like Lamar wasn't throwing them type of passes years ago, man. So I'm glad that the offense has stepped up and they allowing him to play quarterback, bro. I guess total all in all, man, on this week, man, what's your biggest take on this week 7 before we move on to something else, brother?
I think I'll just keep it with Baltimore. I think my biggest takeaway is that, we've talked about it week after week after week as they've built with these wins against Dallas, Buffalo, Cincy, Washington last week. That was a great game. Tampa, going into Tampa on Monday night's not easy. Those crowds do get rowdy down there at Raymond James. Baltimore, though, like I will say I didn't write them off, but I was close to writing them off after that second game against the Raiders. And I was like, if they can't establish this run and they can't get balance in this offense, this team is in fucking trouble.
And they played the Cowboys defense and said, okay, well, we here, right?
We found it.
We got it. That was the game that they needed to find it. That defense was leaking. Like, it was everywhere. Anything you needed on the run game, you was going to get. And Lamar threw, I think, the ball 15 times. So that lets you know the script was get Derrick Henry, wake him up. It's time to wake up the beast. And that's what they did. So the King is here now, man. Leading the league in rushing touchdowns. I still think he still leading the league in rushing touchdowns without scoring this week. So the King is back, man.
I think that's the biggest takeaway. This team's for real. I would say between those two, we talked about the Steelers a minute ago. The Ravens are for real, and the Steelers, I'm still a little skeptical
sure.
about the Steelers. But those are kind of my two big takes, I guess, from the week.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on both those takes, bro. Except I would just say the Ravens is definitely my take, and Chiefs, man. The Chiefs, I mean, we already pretty much spoke on it, but to me, it's 1-1, the Chiefs and the Ravens, as far as the best two teams, and as far as the AFC. And in the NFC, it's Minnesota and the Lions, man. Packers are right there on that line, but I think Minnesota and the Lions got it right now. So if I had to give you a prediction in AFC Championship, NFC Championship, those are the two teams for me, for sure. All right, man. So, it's time, Cody. Show the people some love, man. The Patreons, the Overcooked segment, man. I got some good old, something new I've looped up and trying to get together, man. So let's get into these scores, man. See what these people got going on, bro. Let's check it out one time, man. Let's see what we got here, Playboy. Okay. Let's check it out, man. We got the Who's in the building, man, with a good 98-point win. No, my fault. 100 and Cody, hold on, brother.
108.
108. There we go. All right, I'm talking about 90-point win, bro. I don't know what I'm talking about. Please don't pay me any mind, people. I need to drink another little sip of coffee, man. That's it. It ain't mathing, bro. But shout out to the Who's, man. He laid a smack down one time, man. So, good win, brother. 10-4 look good today, man. What else we got? What we got? My boy Drinking Bleach is always in the building. I'm glad he's still alive to keep posting his scores, man. So I guess Bleach ain't really killing you, bro. So keep doing your thing, man. That's about a good what we on right here? Good 275, 270 something like that.
What?
No, my fault. My fault. Hey, I'm thinking about adding. I was adding this score together. My bad, bro. I'm adding it. Hey, I'm adding y'all scores together, man. I'm tripping, bro. And look, I'm gonna let Cody do the math, bro. But I'm tripping, man. Hey, look, the music is my brain right now, right? Let's go. Let's move on, man. We got my boy Cooper in the building. Now, this one right here is simplistic. It's 100 points with a little bit of decimals off. You know what I'm saying? So shout out my boy Cooper, man. 14-0, man. 14-0, man. Shout out my boy Cooper, man. Let's see what we got next, bro. Okay. All right, Cooper again. Oh, he got a new logo. I was like, oh, this Cooper. All right, Coop. Oh, there we go. I like when the math is right around each other, right? This not too far from 100, so I don't mind this. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100, man. Keep it 100, people. What we got here? Plank Crew back in the building, man. Hey, I like these double-digit 100-point plus wins, though, man. These look good, man. This is what we need out here. About a good, almost 130-ish, kind of, sort of. I think I'm close on that one. And I ain't see you had none up there, Cody, but I had to get mine up here, man. One of our Patreons, man, I had to kick his ass because he always talking, and I had to lay the smack down on my boy Highsdale Shizzle, man. So I think I got this one this week, and if I didn't, I was gonna give it to myself anyway, bro. So good 200, about good 211, man. Man, I had to lay the smack down on him, man. And that was with Jayden Daniels getting hurt. Jayden ain't get hurt. It might have been almost a 300-point win, man, for sure. So
does this guy even have a lineup set?
Does he even have a team? I listen. I don't know, man. Y'all don't want to see this team. But anyway, yeah, man, I had to keep this up a little longer, man, because this dude here, man, I had to lay the smack down on him, man. So shout out to the segments, man. I'm glad my math calculator does not have to be used again because I was totally off on a lot of that stuff right there. So
I didn't have no games quite like that. I think the furthest, the biggest loss or biggest win I had was only like 60 points or something like that. I had one that was 0.65. I won 0.65. But nothing. I didn't get cooked up, and I ain't cooked nobody this week.
Yeah. Well, look, you saw my shellacking, man. I had to belt the ass on that boy, man. I had to let him know, man. I'm not playing games out here, man. Shout out, moms. I appreciate you being here, mom. But yeah, man. We getting back, man. My calculator was off, bro. I'm glad my mind is back functioning. You know what I'm saying? My charger is in. I was on 80% if you saw, man. So now I'm about to get back to 100, bro. But I guess we could start. Just give a little bit of take and look into some of these next week games we got lined up. And kind of see what we got going on next, man. I know Thursday night is definitely one of those games that if we was 100% healthy and we had Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, this would be a shootout game, no question. Bet the overs, but unfortunately, sound like Cooper Kupp might be on a snap count, possibly if he even play. Matt Stafford he's missing his boys, man. He doesn't look right at all. I mean, they winning games. Kyron Williams is kind of doing this thing, but this ain't the Matt Stafford that we know that we can get in this Sean McVay offense. So, Vikings and the Rams on Thursday, bro. That should be a good game, though. What's your thoughts on that game right there?
This one's going to be good, but I think that it's going to be pretty straightforward. We've talked about the Detroit Lion effect, and I think this is about to bite the Vikings.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I don't got much analysis on it. Kevin O'Connell's going back to face his old protege,
Yeah.
and Thursday night football game. I went to the last time the Vikings played in Los Angeles. This was like 6 years ago at the Coliseum. Great atmosphere. Speaking of Jared Goff all-time games, that was a Jared Goff all-time game.
Yeah.
On Thursday night football, I think he and Cousins in that game combined for like 700 and I want to look it up now. I think it was like 720 yards all time combined. That don't make any damn sense. But combined in that game, Goff had 465 and 5 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, that was a game, bro. That was a game right there, and it was on prime time. We all got to see it. It wasn't you had to wait for ESPN highlights and nothing like that. Like we saw that one live, bro. You went to sleep that night. Good luck, because can't forget that game right there, man. That was one of them ones.
What did Goff? I'm trying to pull up. That was a 38-31 finish. That was Thursday night football. Where's Cousins' stat line here? Kupp had a 70-yard touchdown. Cousins had 422, so I was off. They actually combined for 870 yards, 8 touchdowns, which is completely ridiculous. But nonetheless, I think the Vikings, kind of blew their load against the Detroit Lions, trying to come back in that game. That's kind of the vibe that we've gotten from all these Detroit games this year. And everybody that's played Detroit, as we've talked about last week, everybody that's played Detroit that next week, they've gotten shellacked or upset. And I'm not sure the Vikings are going to get shellacked against the Rams, but I do think that an upset is brewing. And I don't really want to talk about it because it's kind of depressing to think about, because my internal the only team in sports that I have internal fandom for is the Vikings. And I try to stay as even keel about it, but when they're a good team, it's tough. And I'm not.
It looks legit though, bro. It's not like they faking it,
That's what we were talking about earlier. And I still like, this is like, you got Fizz, like this is like 25 years of just.
I'm with you, bro.
Sam Bradford. That's that. See right there. That's just like saying the word Sam twice.
Yeah.
And beat the quarterback. But Sam Bradford was the quarterback in, I don't even remember what year it was, 2020, 21, 19, whatever it was.
Gave up a first-round pick for that bum, man. I was so sick that Philly got the pick of all teams, bro. I will never forget that, man. I was sick.
They gave up a first-round pick, and then they went and started the season off 5-0. Was it 20? What year was that? Gosh, I got to keep going back.
I think that was Case Keenum's year too, right? Didn't Case Keenum take over that year?
2016. So the team went 5-0. They went into a bye. Then they lost 4. They won, lost 2, won, lost 2, won. They ended up that year 8-8 after starting out 5-0. So
I'm with you.
If the Vikings lose on Thursday Night Football to the Rams, 5-0 bye, and then losing, I mean, and then that Colts game the week after got flexed into Sunday night.
It did. I mean, come on, Cody, man. You can't be sitting here thinking y'all about to go. Y'all ain't about to go 8-8. Come on, bro. Come on now. Calm down, man. Bring it. Look, let me bring you down a little bit, man. All right, because
help me.
Hey, listen, bro. I deal with this with the Cowboys every year. You don't got to tell me, man. Every year we start off hot. November we get cold. December we wishy-washy. Then we going into the playoffs with, let's just say 10 wins, 11 wins. Everybody riding high. Playoffs, they lose by 40 to the Packers out of nowhere. They don't score a touchdown against the 49ers. I mean, you can make every excuse in the world, bro. So I know what you mean, because I don't never believe in my team. I just talk that talk, but until they win that playoff game, bro, this 10-0 and all that stuff don't mean nothing to me no more, man. It really don't. So I'm with you, but I'm not with you, man. Y'all ain't about to go 8-8, bro. All right, even if you somehow miraculously lose this game, I think that's just because of coaching. I think Sean McVay must have had a cookbook and he really put them flavors and seasonings in it, man. Because ain't no way, roster to roster, y'all should lose this game. Now, if Cup, Puka, and like I said before, all the injuries wasn't with it, maybe. But with this Vikings defense, Matt Stafford's gonna have a long business day at work, man. So I think y'all got this game right here. I'm not gonna bet the I don't know what the overs is or what y'all what they got y'all winning by, but I think this might be a closer game than you think. But either way, bro, I'm not taking the Rams over y'all this week. So
48 your total, but
I mean, I think McVay going to still put up a competent offense. Don't get me wrong. I just think Stafford's going to have a long day, man. He been getting sacked and he been getting crushed the last couple of games. So that Kyron Williams, 3 touchdowns on the goal line, I don't see that this week either. So Jordan Whittington, maybe, I don't know. So I don't know, man. But y'all safe, man. You got my blessings, bro. Y'all not going 8-8. You ain't trading for Sam Darnold or Sam Bradford, so you good.
Where you got Sam Darnold, homie?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You ain't got to give up a first. You ain't had to give up a first. That's what I'm saying, though, right?
So that's fair. That's fair.
You got him for, you actually drafted a quarterback in the first, so instead of giving one. So, yeah, man. But I like y'all odds in that game, man. I see we finally don't have a London game. I guess we out of that time frame now, and I don't know. I guess instead of going through all the games, man, I guess let's get a little bit of fantasy takes, man. We gotta know they got the people up in here, man. They want to hit some good old scoring, and let's kind of, I guess, look at some of the best breakout players for each these little games. So this Packers and Jaguars game, who you think is probably the most dominant players? I know we high on the Packers offense as a whole, and Jayden Reed took a seat back. Romeo Dobbs seemed like he got his connection back after getting suspended for a game. On that side of the ball, it's kind of hard because they got so many guys that we could speak on, but who you think is going to take over this week on that game for the Packers? And you could throw the Jaguars in there too, and just so we can kind of get it both in perspective.
It's hard. Like when Romeo's in, it's hard for me not to lean into Romeo. The target share's been there. The output's been there. He's been a top 12 receiver the last 2 weeks. Jayden Reed's good, but Jayden Reed also hasn't been in the top 20 in about a month. You got to play your Josh Jacobs's. Tucker Kraft has regressed a little bit. I think he's come back down to earth.
Keeping them touchdowns, though. Keeping them touchdowns.
Tight end. Yeah. The Wicks thing is going to be a week to week kind of a bipolar situation. And then in Jacksonville, I feel like the only person you can really trust right now in Jacksonville, or people you can only trust right now, is Tank Bigsby. And if the matchup is there, Brian Thomas, and I think the matchup, he'll have an opportunity in this game, or a couple opportunities at least in this game for deep balls. You just got to be prepared for that, that get back, which is, top 10 outside the top 50, top 10 outside the top 50. Like that's always a possibility to happen. So the only player I really trust right now in Jacksonville, though, man, it's Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with the same thing you on, man. I think the Romeo Dobbs connection was always real. It just Jayden Reed stepped up a lot this year and kind of solidified himself as, I'm a receiver one type guy. But I want to say Dobbs for me is probably the guy I'm looking at. And on the other side, man, Tank, man, I think Tank really want this job. You're gonna show them why. And I'm with you, man, on both those takes, bro. I see. Did you highlight that one right there, or?
Yeah, I highlighted it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. I was like, I ain't know. I thought it was super chat. I was like, what's going on? But yeah, like I said, I'm with you on both those takes on this game, man. Before I even ask this question, you think Tua coming back this week?
Let's see. Let me look at the schedule.
They play the Cardinals. I wasn't gonna bring up the game unless Tua. If Tua wasn't playing, I was going. If you didn't think Tua was playing, if you thought he could play, and they say he's gonna practice this week, I think they really want him back, and they're gonna find a way to do. While Friday say, yeah, I think Tua's revving up enough, man. We're gonna throw him out there.
I think this week makes the most sense of any. I was trying to look at next week. I think I'd feel better about next week, but being that next week is the Bills.
Oh my God, man!
In Buffalo, I
wish it was the Bills this week so they can just sit them, because it seemed like the Bills is the team, man, that He keep getting these concussions against him. We do not want to see this news popping up again, man.
Yeah, that's exactly. And I think that's I don't think you put him back out there against the Bills.
Yeah, I think you gotta do it this week then.
Yeah, you gotta do it this weekend. So I think for now, I think I'd lean into that. They have a stretch here for the next month and a half that they have to win more games than they lose. They just have to, and it's the way it is.
Yeah.
They really Cardinals, Bills, Rams, Raiders, Patriots. They need to win. They need to win 4 of them and get this
100%.
thing back. Get this thing back to 500 before Green Bay.
Even if they lose to the Bills, which is a division game, they got to win all the rest of them.
Yeah, bingo.
Like all of them. I looked this week. The Jets play the Patriots, so not that those teams are a threat, but those are 2 division games, two division teams that can help you move up a little bit in your division. But if Tua is ultimately playing, man, what's your take on Tyreek Hill and all the guys that haven't done anything for us in the last 4 or 5 weeks, man? And I've been benching Tyreek Hill, bro. It's been really bad. So, what's your take, man, on the Miami side, man, this week? Because we need it.
Fire your guns. That's it. If he's back,
Yeah.
you just gotta fire your guns. You just gotta believe in it. I mean, this is fantasy, right? If he comes back and he sucks and he's clear that his cognitive ability isn't there, then it's like, well, then you're talking about it's about time to drop these guys, all of them. But I think that it'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. If Tua comes back and he's somewhat healthy or back to where he was, I think these guys will all bounce back and you can confidently start them this week.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I guess before we leave this, man, Marv, man, can we get Marv a touchdown? Can we get him a 100-yard game? Can we get Kyler to throw the ball, man? What's going on in Arizona, bro? This is looking pathetic, man. I'm not sure what's going on. They won the game yesterday, but it was a joke win. Kyler is giving us 40-yard, 50-yard, 60-yard rushing games at this point. But, man, I had Marvin Harrison right there, bro, and Trey McBride, and we just not getting anything. I'm not sure what's going on, man, but let's get Marv the ball, bro. We need a game with Marvin Harrison. Get him right, man. So,
you don't even get like red zone. You're not even getting like.
No, I mean, just throw the ball up at this point, bro. Take 4 plays in a row and just throw the ball up to him. He got to catch one of them. He gonna catch one.
That's the art of having an alpha, Fizz. Is that you got an alpha receiver out there that can win these double moves. He's got enough speed to do it. If you got him in single coverage, like you just know as a quarterback, you're like, that's my dude.
Exactly.
That's the dude. Not only is he my dude, but he's the dude on the field right now.
He the one.
And sometimes you just got to put the football in the vicinity and give him an opportunity.
Throw it to him, man. Throw it to him, man. When you got these generational talents, and this dude actually has generational talent in his DNA. He was already coming from a Hall of Famer from his father. So he know the game is in his bloodline. Get him the ball, man. I'm not sure what's going on here, man. Shout out to Coop, man. We appreciate you coming through live, Playboy. We already went through your team scores, man. So you missed that part, but we glad you're here today, my brother. Atlanta and the Bucks, man. Atlanta and the Bucks, 1:00 game. Should be a high scoring shootout like the first one. Chris Godwin not being there isn't going to help it. And did we get any like real news on Mike Evans? I know his hamstring acted back up and he looked like he was hurting. So if we don't get Evans and Godwin, bro, I'm not sure how the Bucks can survive this game.
His hamstring might be roast beef at this point.
The way he was on that ground, and I mean, he was limping before he even started the game. He was limping, walking to the side. I mean, walking to his formation to snap the ball. So I'm not even sure why they had him running routes. Like he should have just been running five and outs. Like he running 40-yard deep passes. It's kind of weird, man. But Atlanta and the Bucks, man, I was going to say do the Bucks get their revenge, but I don't know if they can. So is it time for Kirk Cousins to get back to form? Because he's been off the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
It's time for that. I don't think he's going to get a 500-yard game, but this is definitely an Atlanta, get back and tune things up type of game, right?
Yeah, they need to keep Bijan dialed in. They've gotten a competent, target dispersion among their top 3 guys this past week. Pitts, London, and Mooney all had north of 8 targets. Robinson had north of 20 touches. Like this is the art of offense for the Atlanta Falcons. They just need to figure out how to make it, I don't know how to phrase that. They need to figure out how to utilize it correctly to for them to win the game. And now from a fantasy perspective, it makes it sound like I'm looking at it that way. But I think from a game winning perspective, that they can still utilize all these guys and try to get the job done. We saw pretty much that against Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago when London and Mooney went nuclear and Pitts did fine. So I was really, I guess another takeaway from this past week was I was really happy with what I saw to Bijan. And we know Bijan's sick, but we just really feel like we've been hidden from, or he's been hidden away from the limelight of being a superstar running back in this league to this point because of his coaching and because of the games and the situations. And he looked really nice on Sunday. It's just a good refresher to remember how good Bijan really is. He just needs opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, he got that opportunity. He took advantage of all of them, bro. I was watching a lot of the game, and he moved different, man. Like, he looks like an efficient guy. Like, he when the player coming to tackle him, the spin move right on time. Like, he looked like a good running back, man. And they need to find ways to get him the ball the way they did this week, because he definitely is one of those guys that any place, anytime, he's gonna show up and do his job. So I think this is pretty much an Atlanta game for me too. I don't see how the Bucs really stay in, especially with Godwin maybe out and Mike Evans probably not playing. Might be a long day for Baker this game.
Yeah.
Philly and the Bengals, man, that should be a good shootout game. Both teams kind of struggling. I know Philly has a winning record, but seem like week to week, man, you don't know what you're going to get out of them. You're either going to have a high-scoring game or they're going to have a mid game, and you're like, they won, but did they win? So Bengals the same way. Bengals might put up 30-something points. Then they might play the Commanders on Sunday night against a rookie quarterback and get smacked in the face. So, yeah, man, I think these are two teams that both need to win this game just to kind of get the morality up of the fans and the team in the locker room. So, who you think you got winning this game, but also on the fantasy tip, who's the better quarterback, and give me the better receivers too in this game.
I think it'll be a good game. The better quarterback right now is pretty to me pretty obviously Joe Burrow. 14 touchdowns, 2 picks, I think, to this point was a stat line that I read. 70% completion percentage, 1,700 yards. Like, he's playing pretty well. The defense is coming around for Cincinnati. They've only given up 21 points in the last 2 weeks against bad teams, which is something you should do. Bad teams give up less points. Good teams, maybe you give up more points.
Definitely.
A lot better than they played against Baltimore and the Commanders back in week 3. I was on a flight on Friday morning, whatever day it was, to Austin to go do a show in Texas. And I rode on the flight I went from Charleston to Philly and from Philly to Austin. So it was a 3-hour flight from Philly to Austin.
Okay.
And I was sitting next to an Eagles season ticket holder. This guy was like 60 years old. He's had season tickets for 30 years. And we talked for a good portion of the flight. I usually don't talk on flights, but this guy talked over my AirPods. So I took the AirPods out, type of that situation. I was like, you know what? I'll talk to this dude. And good dude, smart dude. And I started prodding him about this Eagles team. And I finally go, so what do you think about this offensive coordinator? He goes, dude, this guy's terrible. He's terrible.
I've been saying it, bro.
The coach is a clown. I said, he goes,
they cannot stand him, man.
Everybody knows this coach is a clown. He goes, Hurts had one good year. He's not the answer. He goes, this team's a mess. I'm worried about him. And I said, who are you most worried about, Jayden Daniels or Dak Prescott? And he goes, Jayden Daniels.
Sure.
I mean, he was pretty serious with it. And I just thought it was interesting because I just like to prod at it. And I didn't tell him what I did, but I thought that was interesting to get an inside, real Philly season ticket holder, a 60-year-old,
a real fan.
Like a real in the mud fan,
sure.
Not a dick, not a guy throwing batteries at you, but he's a good dude.
Exactly.
But I thought that was interesting because this team is very underwhelming right now. And they've gotten these 2 nice wins against Cleveland and New York, but they haven't exactly been dominant in those outputs. Saquon looks great, but
he's probably the most. I mean, Devonta Smith had 1 catch this week, bro.
Yeah. AJ Brown's a sicko too, dude. It's AJ Brown thing is pretty. It's becoming like a Terrell Owens. It feels like a Terrell Owens type of a. Not like, I know because Terrell Owens played for the Eagles, I'm with you.
I'm with you.
Like the older Terrell Owens when he when he was really like stiff, but like nobody could cover him, and he was just like 230 pounds of just menace.
Yeah.
That's what AJ Brown feels like right now. It feels like he's in his Terrell Owens era.
But my thing with Philly, man, is it was the same as last year. Last year they came in, they was 10-1, right? And I never was saying that they were a bad team, but a lot of Philly fans thought that's what I was saying. It's just how they was winning games, bro. Like right now, they like you just said, they won the last 2 games, but did they look efficient or good winning them? No. And they got Saquon Barkley now. But I knew coming into last year in that playoff that they weren't going to be a playoff team because of how they were winning the games. It's a difference when you winning games and everybody looks happy, everybody looks efficient, everybody, the fans, the crowd, even the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? We talked about how the Steelers earlier and how we don't really know how to engage with how good they can be. But you look at Mike Tomlin on that sideline and in that press conference, he's smiling the whole way. I told y'all I was right and this and that. Like that's the vibe you need from your coach and your players in the locker room versus Philly, who's winning games, but nobody can stand the coach. Nobody can stand the offensive coordinator. They don't trust Jalen Hurts. They think he's a turnover machine. Like you winning games and nobody believe in you doesn't make it oh yeah, we good. We winning games and we a good team. Bro, I mean, I deal with this all the time in Dallas, bro. I say this all the time. Yes, we win games. Yes, our record's good. But do we even believe in this team? No. And I think Philly, man, is one of those teams right now. Yes, they're going to win games. Yes, they might win a division. But are you really going to bet your bank account that this team is going to win a playoff game, let alone a Super Bowl? With this roster that they constructed and we all thought around March and February after the Super Bowl, oh, man, like, they got 2 first-round cornerback type guys. The D-line is off the chains. They got Saquon Barkley. It's a cheat code. Right, everybody was shaking their boots at the Philadelphia Eagles, and now you look at them play, and it's like, man, this team's a joke, man. So, no knock on Philly, man. I love the players on the actual team. I just think that, man, Philly is who they are, and they just got to get past that hump, man, of getting belief in the locker room and to the fans. Like, unfortunately, like the Commanders right now, right? The Commanders, bro. If you looked at this roster, I think most sports betting sites had them winning like 5.5 games at the most. So now to see them already with 5 wins and the entire neighborhood, the entire city, the entire world believes that this team is a good team. When we looked at that roster back in April and said, yeah, they got a good quarterback, but what else they have, Now with minimum wage players, they didn't pay any money to nobody. They got like the second most salary cap in the league coming in the next year. They look like one of the best teams in the NFC. So now you build on that next year, no matter what you do this year. And now you got players like T. Higgins that's a free agent want to come. He might not have wanted to come last year. Now, oh yeah, Jayden Daniels, you're going to get any quarterback to come over there next year. Any receiver that want to play over there with Jayden Daniels. So that's just the vibe you want, man. And right now the Commanders got it and Philly don't. Even though their record says they do, Philly don't have that, man. So I think this is a must win for both teams, though. Sorry, I went on a long Philly rant, but I think it's a must win for both teams because the Bengals, for their division's sake, need to win. But I think for morality, the Eagles need to win this game, man.
Today, the season win total, the adjusted season win total for the adjusted season win total for the season for the NFC East. Philadelphia, 10.5 wins. Washington, 10.5 wins. Dallas, 8.5 wins. Giants, 5.5 wins. That's the current updated win totals consensus across all the books.
And see, the problem is, though, Cody, if Dallas beat a banged up, beat down 49ers, they're going to raise ours up more because, they beat the 49ers. But me knowing this is a joke game, man, this team ain't even healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fans are going to pump up, yeah, we beat the 49ers finally. We didn't beat the 49ers, bro. We beat the Niners, not the 49ers. We beat the Niners. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I just want the people to kind of get, like, with Philly, man, their record is always going to be good. It should be good, but is the team good? Like, you got to get that side of the ball together, man. So, in totality, though, I think it's a must win for both teams, man. 100%. Somebody got to lose unless it's a tie. But I think for both teams, they got to win. I'm gonna try to move through a couple more games before we get out of here, man. This Bears and the Commanders. I don't think Jayden is playing, so I'm gonna keep it short. The Bears should win this game if Mariota's starting, hands down. I really wish that we can get this rookie QB1, QB2 thing going, but I'm not 100% sure that it will. So on the Bears side, I expect Caleb to go out there and do what he's been doing. The Commanders' defense isn't as good as it's been or it's looked, and I think it's more so the schedule. They ain't really played a lot of good teams yet. But I think Caleb is going to really show up this week and show him like, hey, you ain't played a quarterback like me yet so far, other than Lamar Jackson. So I think the Bears are going to do their thing with this defense, man. What's your take on Caleb? Or if you want to throw some Commander stuff, and you can.
I think the Commanders have shown that they can establish the run. I'll be interested to see if they can do it against the Bears. I guess they have a little bit of home field advantage. They'll be home for a second straight week. Mariota's fine. I think he'll be good enough. I worry about his downfield ability against these Bears. The Bears have a good back end. That's the one thing that I guess worries me in this whole game. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty spot on with the next best quarterback that they've played. I think Caleb's more difficult than Baker, who they lost to in week one. Baker's not as, he'll get out the pocket, but he's not as creative and elusive and stuff like that as Caleb is. So for sure.
And that was week one too, though. It's kind of like, we ain't expect Baker to be what he is right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but Baker was efficient. He put up 50-some points, whatever he put up. But I think Caleb is definitely the second best quarterback that they've played so far.
And this team's rolling. This team's averaging about 30 points a game for the last, 3 weeks before going into that bye. And they haven't played great teams, but the defense coming around, the offense coming around. It wouldn't be the definition of a trap game, but it'd definitely be it's not a trap game. I don't know what the word is, this type of a situation, but I just think this is a bear game right here.
100%.
If there's no JD, I think this is straight up. Even if there's Jayden Daniels, you know what? I kind of might lean into the Bears anyway.
Yeah, if Jayden was there, I would still lean the Bears, but I would lean it like we just saw that Minnesota and Lions game where it's the last drive, 1 minute, 30 seconds left, and the Bears caused a turnover or got a field goal. But it would have definitely been a guarantee, like, this a game we got to see. And it's a 4:00 game. Commanders don't got many 4:00. Well, it's 4:00 on my side. Commanders don't have many 4:00 games or evening games, man. So it definitely should be a game that should help us out, man. Because those evening games, bro, as we know, it's like 1 out of 4 that you like, man. I'm just watching this one game because ain't nothing else going on this schedule. So, I'm looking at the Bills and the Seattle Seahawks, man. That should be a solid game. Good evening game as well. I'm gonna keep it short with this and say I think Seattle should win this game, man. I like what Seattle's doing. Ken Walker's healthy. DK, they said he's week to week or day to day with a grade 1 MCL sprain. But it's still to be Jackson Smith time, man. Let's get JSN the ball, bro. I mean, I love DK. DK is an alpha in this league, but if he's out there limping like Keenan Allen, there's no reason why JSN, man, can't get the ball and do what Tyler Lockett does when he gets the ball. So, I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks, and I know Bills got Mari Cooper, but I think Seattle, man, after going 3-0, then 0-3, I think they really got to look at this 49ers thing and say, man, listen, it's our time. The Cardinals look wishy-washy. 49ers wishy-washy. The Rams is down in the dumps. We got to win this game and keep winning to establish that we are the best team in the NFC West. So, I'm going with Seattle, man. I know a lot of people might be going Buffalo, but I think Seattle can get this win and solidify the NFC West with a big W.
Buffalo 1-3, lost 2. Seattle 1-3, lost 3. They got that bounce back last week in Philly. Now they go back home to play Buffalo. I like the going back home part of this. If they would have had to stay on the East Coast and go to Buffalo, I definitely might lean more towards Buffalo in this one. But Buffalo looks good. But they also just played a pretty bad Tennessee football team. So you go back up into 12th man. I like Ken Walker. I love Jackson Smith and Jigba. I kind of hope that they hold DK out for this one. Maybe
Me too.
another one.
Me too.
But MCLs are interesting. It can be end of the week or it could be 3 weeks. We just never know with the sprains.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be smartest if they hold out. Also, Noah Fant looked pretty decent out there as well. So
You've been looking for the last couple of weeks, man. Fant been looking good, bro.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting waiver piece this week as well.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So, who you guys winning the game though? You got Seattle or?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Seattle by a field goal.
Okay,
I don't even. I want to look at the total of this game and the spread. Bills, Seahawks.
Yeah, like I said, I'm taking Seattle, man, and it's more so I just think that they need to win it more than Buffalo do.
So Bills, Seahawks total is set at where to go here. 48.5. Bills are favored by 3 in this one. Yeah, dude, give me the Seahawks plus 3. 100%. Yeah.
100%. 100%. I'm with you on that one, bro. I'm with you on that one, man. Put them bets in, man, while y'all can, man. And I guess we can close this little out with the Cowboys and the 49ers. Like I said, shouldn't be a lot going on, but I think this is a must win for the Cowboys, a must not even just win though. They got to go out there and win. Like
both teams.
Well, I don't see how the 49ers can win if Debo and Ayuk ain't playing, bro. That's why I said must win for. I'm not saying I'm counting 49ers out, but I kind of am, bro. Like you got no Ayuk, no Debo, no Christian McCaffrey. If they beat the Cowboys with this, man, listen, don't even show up to work the next week if you in Texas, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way you should lose this game. And I'm gonna just say that the Cowboys should win, but I don't think that they have to win this game like a field goal. They gotta win this game, bro. And it's in San Fran, Sunday night prime time. Everybody and mama gonna be watching it. And if Kyle Shanahan somehow find a way to outcoach this Dallas Cowboys team, which he still can because he's Kyle Shanahan, but man, the Cowboys gotta go out there and really smack these dudes up, man. Because there's no way you can establish yourself as a contender in the NFC, let alone the NFC East, and think that you're going to lose to the 49ers with no starting receivers. I think the Cowboys got to win this one big, man. Coming off a bye week, healthy. The morale is down. You know, people talking about Dak tearing down his mansion more than they talking about y'all looking like a good team. So I think, man, the Cowboys got to win by double-digit points, and they got to do it, like, real bad, you know? So I'm going with the Cowboys for the win, but I'm going with a double-digit point or we lost the game, even if we got the W.
So you're thinking 2017, 40-10. That's what you're thinking right here.
I ain't going to say 40-10, but I'm just saying, like,
that's what you want, though.
I say 24-10. 24-10 is cool. I'm good with that.
That's fair.
I mean, the Niners still got a good defense. I'm not saying that we gonna go out there and just run the ball, Ezekiel Elliott 5 touchdowns, not like that. I'm just saying they gotta look like a team that can compete versus a team that's depleted so bad on offense. Their defense is still magnificent, so it's not like we're gonna go out there and blow them out. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. But we definitely can't be going down to 1 minute left, 30 seconds, and we kicking field goal and we clapping that we won this game.
I know it feels like the Niners own y'all, but
they do.
I'm looking at the last matchups against these guys, and Dallas has lost the last 2 in San Francisco, but they both happened in the calendar year of 2023. Before that, traveling to San Francisco, 2017, Dallas won 40-10. In 2016, Dallas won 24-17. In 2011, Dallas won 27-24. I know that was 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah, that was that Romo. That was that Romo era. Yeah, I'm with you.
But this is the. I mean, it was one calendar year of going to San Francisco, January and October. Team's different now. Team's different now. But
you're right.
But
what have you done for me lately, though, Cody? That's what the people gonna say, man.
But San Francisco leads the all-time series 20-19-1. That's the record, 2019-1. So Dallas wins. It's 2021. That's the record.
Oh yeah. So now we're gonna win. Now we're gonna win it. We're gonna win it, baby. Oh, man, come on, man. What you got?
We just saw Sunday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
A really good coach at home as an underdog on the East Coast. Get right. And now we're going to the West Coast on Sunday Night Football. Really good coach, underdog. down a few pieces. I don't know if I want to bet on this one.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. What's up then? What you got?
I don't know if I want to bet on this one.
Okay.
I think I lean Cowboys, but
okay. You should just leaning. You ain't jumping, you leaning.
I think I'm leaning. I can't.
Hey, man, all right, bro. You thinking too hard, man. What's up, man? What you got, man? Give me what's up, man? What's the deal?
I kind of like the Niners, dog.
Hey, you sound like you want to say that, man. Just go ahead and say it. It's all love. It's cool. It's all love, man. I ain't mad at you, Playboy. Listen, it's all love, bro. I can tell you ain't want to say it because you ain't want to disappoint me, but it's all good, man. Hey, if they win, I ain't mad at them either because I'm over the Cowboys, man, till I get a playoff win. So it ain't gonna hurt me regardless. But I just think if you keep talking about this and this and that and this and that, you got to smack these dudes in the head. Or even if you win the game, it's still a loss to me. So
yeah,
that's how I look at the Cowboys, man. To be honest with you, but I guess we can leave them dudes alone, man. We split on that one, and I guess, man, look, before we get out of here, man, we could do a good rapid fire from this week 8 of the season. I'm gonna go through. Let's just go quarterback, running back, receiver. End it like that, man. Give me your best quarterback of the week and running back and receiver at each position for our fantasy dynasty lineups. And
wait, for next week or from last week?
No, for this week coming up, week 8.
For this coming week, okay.
I'm just looking at the matchups now. Just give me your number one quarterback, number one running back, number one receiver. You ain't got to do no breakdown of it, but just give the people a little bit of numbers before we get out of here.
All right, my number one quarterback this week, I think is going to continue to be Lamar Jackson. There's no Jayden Daniels. For me, the last few weeks, it's been between Jayden and Lamar. There's no Jayden. Lamar's coming off of 5 tugs, 5 incompletions. He gets the bronze in Cleveland. This game on paper.
Oh, yeah.
42 rip.
Okay, all right. I was going to let you do your running back and receiver, but I'll just go my quarterback.
Let's just go every other.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think my quarterback as well would be Lamar. So far, so good, man. Back to business. He's doing what he's supposed to do. And they playing against, like you said, a depleted, dysfunctional Browns team. And I'm hoping my boy Jameis get a start, man. Hopefully Jameis put up some points to make Lamar. Because the problem is, Cody, if they don't put up no points, Lamar ain't going to be the number one. So hopefully Jameis put up some points and make him be the number one. So I'm with you on Lamar.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. All right, running back, I'm going to go to Jacksonville, go to Duval County. Not for Tank Bigsby, though. I'm going for Josh Jacobs. I think the Green Bay Packers need to get back to 20-plus carries for Josh Jacobs. I think he does that. I think he scores a couple of touchdowns and leads the Packers to a big win in Duval. They win by 3 touchdowns, and Josh Jacobs is your RB1 on the week.
Okay. I like that one, man. I'm going to switch it up, man, and I think I'm going to go with a guy that we just talked about, man, Bijan Robinson. I think if Baker and them can't go out there and put up a lot of points because the offense is just depleted, Bijan gonna go out there and do what he do, man. So I'm going Bijan to give us that 101 this week in the running back spot.
All right, wide receiver. I got 2 guys I want to go to here. Let's just do the damn thing.
Go ahead.
At home, 405 kick. Team traveling east to west. No DK Metcalf. Jackson Smith-Njigba finishes.
There we go.
As wide receiver 1. He's not going to be my pre-rank at number 1. He's probably going to be pre-ranked for me, probably top 14, top 15. If there's no DK. But if there's no DK, he will finish as number 1.
All right. Who your other guy? You say you had 2. I'm gonna let you get your other one off, man. That was a good one though. I like that one.
The other one is in Atlanta. I think it's just I want to go back to this Drake London well. I feel good about Drake London. He's building week after week after week. So I'm gonna stick with Drake London here.
All right. Well, look, I'm gonna close it out with the Sunday night game, man. CeeDee Lamb, bro. We know last year he started off slow, just like he did this year. But I think if we really gonna establish our offense and this team as competitors in this game, especially in the NFC, CeeDee Lamb, Dak, and the whole offense got to put up numbers. So I'm going CeeDee Lamb to break off 100+, 2 touchdowns. He's going to be the receiver 1, bro. Receiver 1 this week, CeeDee Lamb. So, yeah, man, that's how we going to do that one, man. Good old show, man. I'm glad the people came. I know I wanted to go through the list of what we got going on, man. So I got my list. I got it written down. Today is what? Tuesday. So we got the cook up. Tonight, you and Maddie going live tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tonight we got the hurdle going on tonight. Wednesday, we got the AMA. Friday, we got the marathon. Got the cook up on Tuesdays. The game plan with Maddie is on Sunday morning, right before the games kick off. Then we got the star shit on Sunday at 12. Sunday recap with Mike and Adam. And I think this Sunday we got something special on that recap, man. Good old Halloween theme going on Sunday act. So make sure y'all tap in with that one. And the podcast, we got the walkthrough, Matt and Cody. What day y'all drop those, bro? Because is that Thursday y'all drop those?
We record Thursday. It goes up Friday morning at
Friday.
2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Okay. The walkthrough, pretty much they go through all 32 teams. Give you what you need before this game. Get the kicking off on Sunday, man. So walk through on Fridays, all in with Matt and Pat. We got America's game coming out, rounding the edge with my boy Cooper. And we got the waiver wire with Eric too. So EV got the America's game and the waiver wire pod. And I'm gonna be on America's game later on, man. Me and my boy EV recording that later on today. So check out that podcast feed, man. Make sure you sign up, tap in, log in, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. And anything before we get up out of here, Cody?
No, man. It's another big week. We're officially into week 8 now on Thursday, which puts us the fantasy football season, Fizz. The championships are week 17.
Yeah. Halfway, man. I mean, look, the playoffs kick off in 15? So we ain't got but a handful of games left, man. If you 2-5, good luck.
Make a trade. Make a trade.
You 2-5, man. You are a must-win team. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, man. Like I said, man, we appreciate y'all being up in here, man. You know, every Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Me and my boy Cody in the building, man. And we love it here, man. So we glad y'all love it here. Cook up. Ain't going nowhere, baby. We'll keep cooking. So appreciate y'all being in the kitchen, man. Go wash the dishes. We out of this thing, man. Holla at y'all. Let me get one, Cody. And we out, baby. Cook up. Holla at y'all.